Hey everyone, welcome back, where we dive deep into the darkest corners of cinematic storytelling. Today, we're breaking down a claustrophobic, high-stakes thriller. Trapped in a killer car, will he survive this deadly game? A movie that's all about desperation, revenge, and a twisted battle of wits inside a deadly trap. This one's a wild ride with some seriously intense moments, so let's get into it. The story starts with Eddie Barish, a down-on-his-luck dad who's hit rock bottom. He can't afford to fix his broken van, which means he can't pick up his daughter, Sarah, from school. Desperate to make things right, Eddie spirals, stealing a mechanic's wallet, buying lottery tickets, making pointless calls to borrow cash, and scoping out cars to rob. After a heartbreaking phone call where he apologizes to Sarah for letting her down, he spots an unlocked Dulles luxury SUV and sees a chance to turn his luck around. He slips inside, rummaging for valuables, but when he tries to leave, the car locks itself, trapping him inside. Panicking, he finds a lug wrench and a jack in the trunk but, in his frenzy, only grabs the wrench, slamming it against the interior as he tries to break free. In the chaos, he smashes his arm against the door frame, slicing it open and bleeding heavily from the wound. As Eddie struggles, the car's phone rings. He ignores it at first, too focused on escaping, but eventually picks up. On the other end is William, the car's owner, who shocks Eddie, literally, with tasers built into the seats. Watching through hidden cameras, William reveals he had the Dulles custom built as a trap after 6 previous break-ins, and Eddie's now his latest target. Eddie pulls out a gun and fires at the bulletproof glass, but the shot ricochets, hitting his leg. The car's dark tint and soundproofing mean no one outside can hear his screams or see his struggle. William demands conversation, revealing he's a wealthy doctor, but Eddie, bleeding profusely, passes out from the pain. Night falls, and when Eddie wakes, his wounds have been treated. William's been watching, but he's still locked inside, at the mercy of this sadistic game. The next day, Eddie, foul-mouthed and defiant, refuses to engage as William talks about his daughter, Emma, instead tormenting Eddie with electric shocks, freezing air conditioning, and blaring yodeling music. By nightfall, Eddie's spirit breaks. He apologizes for his cursing, and William, calling from a nearby condo balcony, eases up. William drops a bombshell. He has terminal cancer and has taken justice into his own hands, offering Eddie a deal. Prove this break-in is his first offense, and he might go free. But then he cranks up the heat, leaving Eddie to suffer. Starving and dehydrated, Eddie gives up his personal info, and William rewards him with a bottle of water. Scratching off his last lottery ticket, Eddie realizes he's won enough money to fix his life, but he's still trapped. He apologizes sincerely, and William gives him a cookie hidden in the glove box. Eddie spots a chance. He realizes the area below the glove box, where the car's electrical system is a blind spot for the cameras, and starts probing for loose circuits with his foot. By the third day, Eddie's delirious, resorting to drinking his own urine to survive. That night, he thinks he's started the car, but William reveals he's been controlling it remotely, sending Eddie on a chaotic joyride through the city. The car interrupts a pair of muggers, and William, ignoring Eddie's pleas, crushes them to death with the SUV. The high-speed ride ends with a sudden stop, knocking Eddie unconscious. When he wakes the next day, William drops a terrifying bombshell. He's used Eddie's info to track down Sarah. Eddie watches helplessly as William tries to run her over on her way home from school. In a desperate move, Eddie threatens to shoot himself to end William's game, but when he pulls the trigger, the gun's empty. Sarah is spared, but Eddie, fueled by rage, smashes the car's cameras and dashboard, sending a farewell message to his daughter. William finally arrives to finish Eddie's punishment, cuffing him and reloading the gun. He lets Eddie smoke a final joint, then drives them out of the city to dispose of him, revealing that Emma was killed during a robbery, fueling his vengeful trap. But Eddie's earlier tampering pays off. He disconnects the car's power, sending the SUV tumbling off the road. In the crash, the gun goes off, shooting William. Eddie frees himself and attacks, just as a call from Sarah comes through. Promising to pick her up, Eddie begs William to unlock the car, which is now catching fire, but William dies before he can. With no other choice, Eddie breaks through the smashed rear windshield and is rescued by a passing driver. Eddie makes it back to the auto shop with his lottery winnings, but when the van still can't be fixed in time, he buys a bike for Sarah and rides it to her school, reuniting with his daughter in a heartfelt moment of redemption after days of hell. And that's the movie, a claustrophobic, adrenaline-pumping thriller that keeps you trapped right alongside Eddie. What makes this one stand out is the cat-and-mouse dynamic between Eddie and William, blending raw survival with a twisted moral lesson. William's backstory adds a tragic layer to his cruelty, while Eddie's desperate fight to get back to Sarah hits hard emotionally. It's a brutal reminder that desperation can push anyone to the edge, but sometimes, redemption is just a bike ride away. Thanks for joining me on this recap. I hope you enjoyed breaking down this intense tale as much as I did. Until next time, stay safe out there.